Right. Unit 4, Section 1, Graphing Systems of Equations. First step, write each equation in the form y equals mx plus b, just simply because it is easier to graph lines in the form of y equals mx plus b. After we have it in that form, we're going to graph each line, and then we're going to find where our two lines intersect each other. Where they intersect, that will be our solution for our system. So looking at number 1 right here, this is our system, these two equations. I'm going to call this top equation equation number 1, and this one equation number 2. For equation number 1, I need to go find my slope and my y-intercept. They are already in the form of y equals mx plus b. So my slope is 2, and the y-intercept is negative 8. I go to my graph, I go down 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I place a point. I now apply my slope. It is 2, which remember is really 2 over 1. So I'm going to rise 2 and run 1 to the right. And you can keep doing that multiple times to make sure you get a nice representation of the line. And you draw a line through, connecting the dots. For equation number 2, again, find my slope and my y-intercept. My slope in this case is going to be negative 1, and my y-intercept will be 1. I go to my graph, I go up to 1, place a point. I rise 1 and run 1 to the left. Do that several times. You can do it also by going down and going to the right. And we go through and we draw a line connecting our points. We now find our location where our two lines intersect each other. In this case is right there, which is at the point 3, negative 2. Problem number 2. Here, the first thing we need to do is go through and get each of our equations into the form y equals mx plus b. I'm going to start with equation number 1, which is 2x plus y is equal to 2. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of my equal sign. So I have y is equal to negative 2x plus 2. So my slope is negative 2. Y-intercept is positive 2. I go to my graph. I go up 2 places. There's a point. I rise 2, run 1 to the left. You can do that multiple times. You can also go down 2 and go 1 to the right. We draw a line through our points. Graph the solution of that line. I now go to equation number 2. X minus y is equal to positive 4. I subtract x from both sides of my equal sign. I have negative y is equal to negative x plus 4. I have to divide everything by negative 1 to make my y positive. Y is equal to x minus 4. My slope is 1. My y-intercept is negative 4. I go to negative 4 on my y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, and place a point. I rise 1, run 1. Do that several times to make sure you get a nice representation of the line. We connect our points. And now we locate where the two lines intersect each other, which is right there at 2, negative 2. Problem number 3. These are already in the form of y equals mx plus b. So I have equation 1 and equation 2. For equation 1, my slope is 1 over 3. My y-intercept is negative 2. So I go down to negative 2 on my y-axis. I rise 1 and run 3 to the right. Rise 1, run 3 to the right. I can go through now and connect the dots, connect my points. For equation number 2, my slope is 1 over 3. My y-intercept is 1. I go up to 1 on my y-axis and place a point. I rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. I connect my points. And notice these two lines are parallel to each other. If our lines are parallel, we then write no solution. These two lines will not intersect each other at any point. Lines that are parallel to each other give us a no solution. Problem number 4. Equation 1, equation 2. Equation 1 is already in the form of y equals mx plus b. So for number 1, I get my slope and my y-intercept. The slope is 2. The y-intercept is negative 1. I go to my graph. I go to negative 1 and put a point. I rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Do that a couple of times. Make sure we get a good representation of our line. I draw a line connecting the points. Now equation number 2, I do have to do a little bit of work on it. So I have 6x minus 3y is equal to 3. I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides of my equal sign. So I have negative 3y is equal to negative 6x plus 3. I now have to divide everything by negative 3. Y equals 2x minus 1. My slope is 2. The y-intercept is negative 1. I go to negative 1 on my graph. I go rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Here, these are the same points that I just had. So therefore, these are the same line. Since they are the same line, we have infinite solutions. These lines coincide. They are the graphs of the same line. We are solving systems by graphing. Looking back at system number 1, we found that 3, negative 2 was our solution. We can test that by going back to our first equation, y equals 2x minus 8, substituting in my points. So I have negative 2 is equal to 2 times 3 minus 8. So this gives me negative 2 is equal to negative 2. That one would be correct. I test my second equation, y equals negative x plus 1. So I have negative 2 is equal to negative of a 3 plus 1. So negative 2 is equal to negative 2. And therefore it tests the solution to make sure it is correct.